Hi you guys, Ginger Cook here, and this is in our premiere today. John and I are traveling, so we're filming this premiere, and we thought it would take some time and add the second child that's looking and painting rainbows. I don't know, we just thought that was happy, I think because so many of our members have grandkids that got born recently, and maybe these would be fun to paint. Maybe you know another little child that might really like this, or some sisters. The first one we did, which we released last week, was this one with our little girl painting the world.
Oh, I like that one.
See, and then we thought these two could they could go together.
Looks like one's an older girl, one's a younger girl.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just different ways to paint it. This was a really good lesson on clouds, by the way. Really excellent lesson on clouds. And again, we're using the luminous colors to get these beautiful, bright rainbow colors, which we wanted to be sure that we had. So sort of fantasy painting, I guess, what I would say this would be more of. Illustrated fantasy art is what this is. If someone asks what kind of painting this is, it's more illustrative. And but on the other times, sometimes it tells a story, and sometimes that's fun too. So you can find the traceable for this on our website, paintingwithginger.com. Become an orange member or above. We want to thank our moderators, and if it's all possible, and our schedule says we're in Norway when this is being aired. So we may or may not have the internet capacity to be able to participate with you. But if not, we'd love to hear your comments after the show, and write your comments and tell us how you like this, and if you enjoyed some of this fantasy art, and maybe you'll give me some suggestions from some more ideas like this.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the show. Sammy, cue it up.
Okay, so we've got a
canvas.
A canvas, which is 9 by 12, and it's got some light blue paint on it.
There you go.
And we're going to paint the sky first, and then we're going to put in the person. So we're going to come up here about, I don't know, about 4 fingers. Come across here like that and say there's our field. And then I want some clouds that are going to do this from about finger from the corner. And then I know I got my rainbow here. Some clouds like this. So these clouds up here are going to be a little different than where my rainbow is. I think my rainbow's about probably 4 inches down from the top there, like that. So we'll just bring my rainbow up like that. There you go. So we're going to have these clouds here, and then some clouds here, and then all this will be sky. So we really just have to paint the sky. The colors are ones that we always use: phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, you know, our yellows and whites and all that stuff. So I feel like we've pretty much covered any video you've ever watched of vine art. That's what we do. We're gonna just take some white and some ultramarine blue.
Pretty much our standard color palette.
And just take a little bit of this color here, and let's just make the sky a little bit darker here. We got one of these Raphael brushes, the Art Sherpa sells. We're just going to start making some circles. Okay, yes and yes.
This is like one of those half moon
brushes. It's very good. You can scrub with it and everything. Come over here, a little bit of purple in the sky like that. Look at that. There you go.
You can find a link to her store in the description below.
Yeah, and then Cinnamon, you know, my daughter Cinnamon, they've got some tremendous art supplies at great prices, and that's what you normally go to, say, any of the art stores with it. You go look at them, and they're, you know, Cinnamon's a professional artist like I am, and she just knew the kind of the art materials that she wanted to bring
to you.
So we're going to start some lighter colors up here. Now notice that I'm just going to do that. And I'm just taking some white, kind of phthalo blue, and I want maybe a phthalo blue green color over here. Okay, so a little bit different color in the sky. But this is all about layers. You get, I know you guys get so tired of me saying that, but that's true. So we're just going to come here now. I'm going to go more into the whites. I'm going to come under here like this. Wonder where I think my rainbow's going to go. This is sort of an off-white. I'll just keep making the circles. If you get it too globby, take some of that paint and move it somewhere else. But we're going to come under our rainbow like that. And then we're going to dry it, okay? So, but first we got to just sort of get the general idea of how our sky is going to look. Yes and yes. Now, it's an interesting thing about when you're painting skies, because if you're not layering them, you get a pretty flat-looking piece of art.
You're not getting the depth.
Yeah, you want something a bit darker here, a little bit lighter here. A little bit of ultramarine blue over here in this corner. Just barely touch it. There's lots of different colors in this. Okay. Now I might take a little ultramarine blue up here, and while this is still wet, maybe add that color. I could possibly do a little pink. That's some luminous rose and white. And let's see, could we do a little bit, get a little bit of this purple color in there? A little bit. It would be better to let this dry before we started adding pinks and stuff. So let's dry this. And we'll keep painting sky, you guys. This is fun.
Hey, we'd like to thank moderators for showing up tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Yeah, and thank everybody that's been hanging out with us where we're seeing the world. And where are we, by the way, John?
We're in Norway still.
Where are we in the world? Where's Waldo?
We be in Norway. We were bouncing around Norway this week.
All right, so
Arctic Circle's coming up soon.
I'm going to take a little bit of white right here like this.
I wonder if I'm going to see a circle in the ocean. I'm sure there is one.
And I'm going to take a little bit of zinc white, which is a little bit different. It's a little more translucent. I'm going to come up here like this with another little cloud. Okay. Maybe a little bit of white and pink. So I want a little bit of a pink cloud right here. This is a fun fantasy painting, and there you go. So put a little pink right there. Remember, I thought I wanted a little pink over here too, but I want some lighter blue. So here we go. Here's some lighter blue coming up under here, just with this cloud right like that. This half moon's pretty nice for this. I'm going to get another layer of cloud right like this. Okay, let's do something up here like this. A little bit more mist. Try a little more pink. Maybe a different blue. So when you're doing the clouds, you want to make sure that this top line is varied. If you need to have a different brush to do that with, here's a little one of these ones. Here's a small one like this. And for instance, I wanted to come up here and say that that's varied, so it's just not all the little bumps are varied. Okay? You want to do that. Right? I want you to do that. We got two cloud brushes now. We got this one. There you go. Maybe we'll take a little pink. Come here again. Next to where rainbow's going to be. Like so. Then some lighter blue. Let's get some white down here. Oops, phthalo blue, not green. There we go. So we got some pretty, kind of nice colors here. Let's come up here like that. Add some colors. More of the ultramarine blue up on this side. All right. Don't forget to do zinc white when you're making clouds. Barely touch it and just add a little zinc white somewhere. Think of water vapor, smoke, as opposed to just a solid line of just bump, bump, bump. All right, so I think I can put a little of this light pink. That's that luminous rose color. I can put a little of that color in here, but I need a little more white with it. All right, and then we're going to go into the yellows. I want to make sure I have all that blue off this brush or get a clean one. That's what I have to do. So we want a little bit of this gold color, so maybe a little yellow oxide and marigold and white. We're going to come up here like that and say that there's a, let's see, we need some white with that. Now take a little cad yellow medium, but your cad yellow. That's a little brighter yellow up in here, see that? And this is all going to be orange, but we're going to need it yellow first. Okay. Is that dry? I think so.
No, it's going to go green on you.
What?
If it's not dry, it's going to go green on you.
Oh, absolutely, in a minute.
You have green clouds.
Yeah, so you have to, be aware of that, right? Let's go into white paint. Okay, so now we're going into the white.
Now you notice this week this is a totally different way of painting than we did last week.
Yeah, isn't it funny? It's just there's just so many different ways you can paint something, and I think that's the fun thing about being a free artist. Not you're not stuck in the Bob Ross style or the the Van Gogh style or whatever, you know. You've got
options.
You got options. Exactly right. You got options. This is where our person's going to go, so that right like that. And let's see, where else can I put it? I needed a little bit more white. I'm going to have white at least coming down this far where her, where she's going to be standing. All right, so far so good. You with me? A little bit of yellow oxide and white now. I'm going to come up here like this, and some titanium. All right, so this is where you can do a little marigold and brighten that up a bit. See what we've just, all we're doing is playing with the sky. I'm going to dry that and add the orange. Alright, so we have cadmium orange, that's the color we have right here, and a little bit of yellow with it. See how nice and bright that is. Over the yellow. Take a little bit of the, there you go, just add a little bit of this orange color. That's the luminous orange.
A little bit brighter.
And then we're going to go into cad red. Up here like that. Wipe the brush off. Now, let's see, where's our brush? Where's our stuff? We talk about this all the time, and I'm using my hand, but it's just easier if you see what I'm doing here. Just wipe it off like that, and then come back here and make the circles. A little bit of magenta in there. Maybe even a little purple going off into the sky with a little bit of zinc white. So I'm going to wet the brush, and I need a little bit of this orange here to blend in here like that, and then wipe it off, then tap that in. There we go. Something a little brighter here. Cad yellow light. A little bit brighter. Okay. Let's see, a little bit of yellow oxide. Just wipe most of it off and right there like that. Now let's see, let's take a little bit of white paint now and say that there's our clouds. A couple layers of clouds coming like that. Yes and yes. Right down on the top of this.
Really some nice looking clouds on this one.
Aren't they? That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of cad yellow light right up under here. Yellow is one of those colors that's the happiest if you paint it over white, have white with it. I mean, that's kind of our pretty nice bright sky. And rinse the brush out because we've had yellow in it. Take a little bit of the white paint and a little bit of the rose color. Want this a little bit lighter. Remember, this is our fantasy world here. So this is where your clouds are going to kind of layer a little bit. Yes? All right, so before we dry it, let's paint the bottom here. We can take, let's just take some phthalo green, a little bit of ultramarine blue, and let's just paint this bottom like that. There we go, a little bit of phthalo green.
And notice the grass is growing up and down, not sideways.
Yep. A little bit of yellow with that.
How many times do we see that?
Take a little bit more cad yellow. We're just going to come up down like this. We're just going to tap it out. I don't want a straight line, you know, it's grass. That's our underpainting for the grass.
Layer one.
Yeah, I gotta have a layer on it, so we might as well put it in here anyway. This would be really cute on the wall of a kid's room, I think. Don't you, John?
Oh, absolutely. That'd make a nice companion piece to the other one. One wall has one, the other one has another wall. Got possibilities.
It's a little bit more yellow to our grass. Something a little darker down here at the bottom. I always like to darken the corners here a little bit. All right, so now I've got something I can dry right before we start adding other colors, but we've got our basically, we've got a pretty decent sky. And
That gives you a good foundation.
yeah, I think it does. I might put up a couple more clouds up here in the sky, here, like up in here like this. All right, so I'm going to turn this paper over because I'm mixing colors with my brush rather than just wiping it off clean. Turn the paper over, see, like that. All right, so what do I know for sure? I know that I want something a little bit brighter here. That's that luminous orange. Okay, that's pretty good. And I want to have a very bright rainbow, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some white, titanium white paint. We're kind of running out of that on our palette. We can make that a green, but I need some clean white, so I'm going to move that out of the way and put some new white out. Here's the thing, if you want something to show up, really the true color, it should be over white. So we'll take some titanium white and a clean brush that nothing has been on, and we will paint this white using one of these angle brushes, which is perfect for this.
We're going to have a nice bright rainbow.
Yeah, because I want my rainbow to be really bright. Putting paint just on one side of the brush. Look, that's a pretty good arch, don't you?
I think you got a good arch.
All right, so there's our arch for a rainbow like that.
Just make it good and smooth, and you'll be
And
good.
let's dry it. So the color I want to start with is yellow, because I had a white brush and I know I can keep yellow, I can keep it clean. So I want cad yellow light, and I just didn't have any more of that, so put a little of that color out. Brush was in water, so we're wiping it off. All right, so right here in the middle is this color. Now we can expand it a little bit because we know that orange can go over that pretty well and pretty easily, right? And we can do a light green underneath it. Yes and yes. Okay. We're going to rinse the brush, and then we're going to get the blue color, which would be white and I think phthalo blue and phthalo green mixed together be a good choice. Have a nice bright blue. That's not as bright a blue as I would have liked. Kind of lost my green there then. I'm going to suggest you dry in between these colors. Probably is your best bet to really get this.
Really keep them clean and pure.
I'm not going to take the time today, but that's what I would show you to do. Is to dry in between these colors. I'm going to dry I'm going to dry this before I do any more though. And we're going to try for that brighter blue again because we really just didn't get it. There we go. Okay. And then the next color.
Just needed to be dried.
Then let's just dry it. Because we want the light purple color. So we take white, a bit, sort of ultramarine blue and luminous rose makes a good purple. Oh, that's a nice purple, huh? Okay. Now we're going to rinse the brush. Now we're going to go into the oranges. I'm going to just do the cadmium orange light, a little yellow in it. And we're going to come right up next to this. Now I'm going to dry that. Now I'm going to go ahead. I want some red. And I'm going to take some white paint and do another layer here. Because I want some red, and I have to dry it because I didn't get this quite white enough. So I want some white right up here like that, because we want to come here like that and have the red. And red just is happiest over white if you want a bright red, pink. Okay, so let's try that. All right, so make sure I have the white off the brush, and then we're going to take cadmium red like this. And then we want something called luminous rose.
You gotta really step it up.
I had that right out there. I was showing everybody that color, remember?
Yeah.
You saw me do it, yeah?
I did. You had it.
I did, didn't I have it? I swear I had that color right out.
I know you did, because you showed it to everybody.
Got luminous opera. Don't have luminous rose. This is luminous opera right here. Where did luminous rose go? Huh. Where did we put that? Didn't fall on the floor. Did you take that box back? Was it stuck in there when you took that box away? Because I had it with that box. Did you take it? I don't know. Because, I mean, what's this? Oh, luminous opera. This is the purple. I mean, I promise you, John, we... It's got to be in one of these drawers. Got luminous red.
Luminous rose?
No. Oh, you found it?
I did. You put it away in your tank.
Oh, I put it in my box. Oh, that was silly. Okay, so then we want, all right, thanks John. John's found that. Want to start it back up again?
Yeah. Cut that little grease out.
Just give a big clap and start it again.
You're going. You're fine.
All right. All right, that's our bright reds. I might even do a luminous red too. What's that too? I like all these luminous colors when you're doing stuff like that because it really, you
It just brightens it up that much more.
this is our fantasy rainbow, so there you go. All right, so there's, yeah, we've got, I'm gonna just get a mixing palette here. I need to play with some colors for a minute. I'm gonna take luminous rose like that and cad yellow light. See what I get. What kind of orange do I get? Let's take some cadmium orange. That's kind of nice. I think I need to blend that out. We want things to be a little bit more out of focus, misty, like that. Now we'll take some more of this lighter color here, like that. Let's see, bright yellow. All right, so we sort of have this rainbow effect down into this area here with our clouds. There we go. That's nice and bright, right? Okay, so have we dried this enough? I don't think so. Let's see. I want to do a little bit of something right here too. Just bring some light up in here. These clouds right here. Okay, a little bit of white because we're gonna, as long as we're drying it anyway. Because our girl goes here, we're gonna put her in the picture. She's going in. All right, let's dry that, and we'll put our girl in, and then we will finish. Well, we can't do that. We have to finish this, then we'll put her in. Doesn't take long to dry things, and it's so worth your time to do it. All right, so let's clean this brush, get some titanium white. We're going to make some clouds coming along here like this. A little bit more of the white. Some puffy clouds. And then we got some light blue color. Just wipe most of it off and then take some of that and just soften this edge. All right, so we got some, pull some white right here like that. Make these little half circles, clouds, right? That's kind of Bo Peepy, right? Isn't that kind of what you think?
Absolutely.
Right?
A little cheapy.
Little Bo Peepy clouds, right, like that. Something at the bottom. Okay. I like those little pink ones too that we had. We want a few little pink ones. You use a little bit of paint and then just kind of spread it around. Got some pink clouds coming kind of over our rainbow and around it. Don't be afraid to add to your sky, see? A little bit of purple. Look, that pink purple is pretty. Kind of get your arty person out and play with this a little bit. Just make sure that everything's soft. Blend it into something else. But oh yeah, that feels very cloud-like, right? Now I have a lighter yellow than this, I think, too, don't I? I have a... You just put some stuff down and I'll look. John, just clap a minute and I'm going to look for colors.
I'm looking for colors.
I've got marigold. Oh, here's something called luminous yellow. That's very bright. I didn't mean to have that happen, but it did, so. Wonder what that does. That's pretty. All right, start again. All right, I found a color called luminous yellow.
Oh, that ought to be pretty.
Let me see what this does. Ooh, I like that. Say luminous yellow and a little bit of orange. How about luminous yellow and pink? What would that do? Luminous yellow and the opera. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the color I was missing. Luminous. See, I just wasn't getting this bright enough and it was making me crazy. Yeah, it's opera and luminous yellow, which is sort of pretty. And you know what, I put a little in our, just rub a little here like that. There you go. Oh, yeah, nice. Well, I guess I have to quit procrastinating. We got to put the kid in, right? So that's next. Yes?
Well, I was wondering if you're going to put that kid in or you're just going to have a lovely sky. I mean, right now it's a gorgeous painting.
It's nice, right? It's just nice. I'm telling you, just it's You know, I kind of like all of this. Just all very nice and happy. Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
All right, we're going to dry well, this is pretty dry here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace on our girl. All right. So I want to make sure this is really dry so that my stuff doesn't stick to it.
Oh, absolutely. Long dry.
And don't start back up. I'm going to trace it on, and then you can start back up.
We'll clap when we're ready to start back up.
Yeah, it'll be traced on.
It'll magically appear.
I'm going to put her right. Let me just cut this so I don't know where I want her. I think I want her right there. See? Yes and yes. Should move her over a little bit. Right here.
I think you got her.
All right. So I'm going to...
I think that's just fine. Looks like she's painting the yellow in.
I think I can make her white, right? Or blue. Well, part white, part blue, I think. Or red, probably blue. Whatever doesn't show up white, then I'll change and do blue, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if this even, if that shows up. How about here? Maybe I'm upside down. I don't think so though. This says up. Okay, that's probably why it's not working. Kind of. Let's see what blue would do.
I don't think you'd want to use red. Red, I think, too kryptonite.
No. I don't care. I would use red if I could see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Red it is.
Okay, trace on.
You got it all there? Right, ready to come back?
Yeah.
And we're back.
Okay, so I traced her on with red paint.
Red Sorel paper.
Sorry. I'm sorry, it's late. It's just, we're doing these about midnight, I think. Red
Uh,
swirl trace paper. Normally I don't like to use red because, you know, like if you're doing a white flower and you do red, that red's going to get into it. But she's wearing a red coat, so it doesn't really matter.
so we thought we
A
could get
little
away with
shirt,
it.
little red shirt.
We'll find out if we can get away with it.
So let's start with burgundy and white, or magenta and white. Make it kind of a pink shirt color. Let's put a little red with that. Notice the brush direction for her sleeve. This canvas is pretty rough, so it's going to want to skip a little bit.
So make sure you have paint
Brush
on your
is
brush.
very damp. As you see how it wants to skip right on that edge of her sleeve. You see that where this is right in here, you see how this is skipping? So I've got to put a little water with the paint so that won't do that.
Make it a little softer.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get a little more paint here. I can't remember if we sanded this canvas or not because I didn't do it. I bet John doesn't remember either.
Oh, I probably did, but it is what I consider a high-end canvas, which I like to have a tooth on those. We didn't get a lot of those because of that.
We're going to put the darker color first, and then we'll add the highlights. Okay, now her skirt is really pretty. It's sort of a light blue with some dark streaks and stuff. See, that brush wasn't clean enough. We'll take a little bit of that cadmium orange and white and just a tiny bit of that cadmium orange and white and burnt sienna and make a face color. A little bit more burnt sienna. Okay. Then on her legs, we're going to paint that same color. Little kids' legs are kind of chunky. Let's get a little bit more burnt sienna. Shadows here. A little darker. Can always add the highlights. This little brush just didn't go in the right place, so we have to erase that. Don't panic if you get a brush in the wrong place, because you can always dry it and paint it again. This is just the first layer of color on here. Okay, so we'll just let that alone for a minute. Find another little detail brush. Okay, so let's try her. Let's just do a little bit of burnt sienna for her hair. Let's put a little bit, let's darken that up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to just dry that because I don't want to go over it again without drying it one more time. This is where you have to build up layers on the shirt and the face, and you just have to do that. So we want maybe some white and orange, and let's do a little bit of a light. We're going to lighten up her face just a little bit now because acrylics dry slightly darker. We're going to say that look how much darker her face dried than I intended that. So we're going to lighten up her face right like that.
It really did go dark.
And
It's amazing how much it shifts.
I mean, it shifted a lot. The same thing with her legs. I think I don't have any burnt sienna out. I needed some. I have burnt sienna, I just don't have burnt umber. Her hair is darker than burnt sienna, and I just want some burnt umber, or maybe even a burgundy would be good. Some sort of dark brown color. There, I can mix with that. Take that and that, mix that together. So up here, like this, I want some darker browns up here, the top of her head. And let's do that on her legs too. Let's give her a shadow right where the skirt was, where the socks are going to be. Okay, and then I didn't put those in, but she had blue socks.
Kind of matches the dress.
Mm-hmm. Now we can start putting in some of these darker colors in the dress. She's got lots of colors in this little skirt. Some light and dark on her socks. Okay, so far so good. Let's work on her shirt a little bit. Um, I suggest there's some folds in the fabric. Okay, so far so good. And let's see. I know we want a little bit of bright pink, but the skirt's still wet, so we can't do it. See that? See what I mean? You just get brown. So we'd have to dry the skirt to get that color. Do a little bit in her shirt. Now, let's do a little bit with her hair. So take some gotta swirl this around like that. A little bit of white with it and yellow oxide. I want to put her neck back, right like that. Okay, so got her face a little big, but we're just going to make that a little smaller. And then she's got this fun little ribbon in her hair like this. Her hair's coming out like this. And let's see. Let's dry that so I can do the lighter colors. Now, please don't make this 16 by 20 and then wonder why your face doesn't look great. You can get away with this because we're doing it small. Don't say, "Oh, I need to do this 16 by 20." Stop it. You don't. Okay? There. I said it. Don't do it.
Well, somebody's going to ask, how big can I go?
This size. That's it. This size, no more.
It's a good size.
Yeah. Might be harder to do it smaller, too. So I'm just going to... All right, so because we're just suggesting we've got this fun little kid, and she's making rainbows. She's got this bright pink sweater. It's coming out this way. All right, and then we want some pretty colors in the skirt. This looks like something my granddaughter Luna would wear. She loves rainbow clothes and bright colors. Okay. Oh, and I think I'm going to put a
That's a good looking skirt.
pink bow up here too, back in her hair like that.
A nice bright pink one.
Yep. Yeah, as long as we're doing it, she might as well be cute, right? All right, so let's see, let's take a little bit of this purple color, make a little shadow underneath her sweater like that. I think we've got a kind of a cute little kid here. Now,
She got some great colors in her.
I think we do. I think we do. Some fun colors, right? And then we want a little bit of almost a white halo around her head, but it's not, want it more yellow. Maybe it has to be white, I don't know. Well, the problem is it's not dry, so I can't really paint it. Let me try this one more time. Okay. All right, there's our kid. Just keep playing with her just a little bit more. All right, so what's she holding? She's going to be holding a very nice paintbrush, but what I want to do first is I need to have the sweaters come out a little bit more here. And let's bring that dress out a little more too. There we go. All right, now that's better. Okay, let's plant the grass, and then we'll put, the last thing we'll do is put the brush in. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
We'll just plant everything. So
Give her a good dry.
kind of back us all out, please, and I'll dry her so we don't lose her, right?
All right.
I see one little thing I have to do, which is sometimes when you paint a lot of colors on a rough canvas, what happens is that you end up with maybe a shape you didn't want. So you can go back and you can reshape it. You can take some white paint and you can reshape something if you feel like you got it off a little bit.
I'm losing your mic.
I'm losing the bike.
Yeah, I just came back. Oh, a never-ending story.
Okay, we're gonna put in the grass. We're going to use one of these grass brushes.
Looks like you're using a fur brush.
Yeah, I'm using a fur brush, John. You don't have my mic anymore?
Well, I'm just making sure I get heard. Because your mic is being mic.
So I'm going to vary the greens a little bit. All right, we got to dry that, okay? Okay, so we want to say that she has some dark green shadow coming down here, almost a purple. This is all dark down here at the bottom. Just overlapping, right? Okay. Now I'm going to dry that. Okay. And dry all this, all right? We're ready? Dry all that.
Absolutely.
Now that's really thick, okay?
Yeah, it's looking good too.
Okay, and I want to make sure I have all the green out of my brush, and I've really wiped it off. I almost could dry the brush a little bit with the All right, so now I'm going to take some of this beautiful orange we've got, those different oranges. We're going to come up here like this, and we're going to tap in some cool orange, little cad red. We're going to say that there's some orange flowers here. Might be a little right by her. Then we're going to come down here on this side and take a little bit of the burgundy color. Say that this is a little bit darker down in here. Now it's an interesting thing because we've got all this red and I want a little bit, some lighter yellow. So I've wiped this off. I want to come up here like this and suggest that there might be some lighter yellow. But I didn't get this brush perfectly clean. I think I'll switch brushes because that one is too dirty to use now. So let's do that. A little bit of white and yellow. Okay. All right, so that's pretty good greens here, right? Okay, so there's her, and then this, let's see, I guess I need some white and light yellow. Let's do a little bit of this color. All right, so we've got this sort of exaggerated field of flowers. And then I want that little, did you give me that back, those little tiny skinny brushes, like that one I had, the one with them.
Yeah, I get them all back, everything. Well, I think.
Where'd you put them?
Hang on, maybe I didn't. Hang on.
I don't think I got them back, those little skinny ones. I need to put some. All right, what I want to do is I don't have a bright enough blue. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you a secret on how to get one, okay? So I want a bright blue on that skirt and I'm not getting it. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint some white. Too much water on the brush. I want a white, something white right like that. All right. I want a big thing of white, bright blue there, and I want something very bright right there on the socks. All right. So I'm going to dry that, and then I'll show you a trick. I know this is taking a while, but you know, we're in for a penny on this point, right? In for a pound, don't you guys think so?
Absolutely.
You think that's dry?
It looks like it's dry.
Okay. All right. We don't have any of our little cups or nothing, do we?
One moment.
I need a cap or something. I can use this bottle, cap for this bottle. Never mind. I'll use this. I'm going to put some water in this cap. I could use glazing medium, but I think I can use, I want to take, see, let's get the white off that. Can't have any white on your brush when you're doing this. I just want some phthalo green. Okay, like that. Let's see if that'll work. We may have to get some glazing medium out, but it's not as bright as I want it, so let's try phthalo blue and water. That's not phthalo blue. Where's the phthalo blue? I swear.
Somebody moved it.
Alright, let's get a little more phthalo blue out because that's the color we absolutely have to make this. There it is. So I'm just going to add some, I'm going to go over the white paint with this. And that's absolutely much brighter. Could have glazed it too, but there you go. Then we'll take some white paint and add some tennis shoes back here. Alright, so we got that. Now, I want to say that if we're happy with all of this, right? If we're happy with this, all our sky and everything, then I'm going to take some, one of these small little brushes like this. Maybe I'll do something a little darker. Oh, that wasn't the right brush. You said you handed me, oh, here it is.
I brought you a bunch of them.
Yeah, but I grabbed the wrong one, John. Okay, well, that's what happens when you paint at midnight.
What can you do?
Put a little tiny bit of water on it. You could use a Posca pen too, but they usually don't make ones this.
All the pretty colors.
And those and the fine point in these colors, at least none that I've seen. Just going to put in a few little, not too many, just a few like that. I know it's crazy, but we're just going to do a few like that and then just add a few little flowers here and there. But we'll do some yellow oxide too. Let's just, here, let's put our paper towel back. We can't function, I can't, without somewhere to wipe the brush off after I put paint on it. You'll see me do this all the time, and I never show you guys that enough, and that is key, man. Gotta have, here's my little bit of water. Roll your brush to get the paint just on the tip. Okay. Okay, a little red flower, maybe a little orange flower. And we'll do a little light one. You don't have to say that much. You can just say it's a little yellow flower and a little orange one, or just
Little daffodils.
yeah, just a little something. We're not saying that much about it. It's just this is just sort of our interpretation of a kind of a fantasy stylized painting, right? Yes and yes.
Exactly so.
You see how this contrast is everything? And come back out. Yeah, you can shape anything, I tell you. With just a little thought. And so if you need to come back underneath her and give her a little bit of a glowy outline, you can. This is where you might want to, you know, kind of outlining with white almost. Because we really want her to show up.
Was she kind of the star of the show?
Yeah, basically, she is. So sometimes we can take a little bit of green paint and just reshape her leg back. Get it back in her shoe. So, yeah, let's see, we want a paintbrush. We want to have her holding a paintbrush up like this, right?
That looks pretty good.
And I think she might be doing blue. Pink? Yeah.
A nice fluorescent pink.
Nice fluorescent pink. Because why not, right?
Why not?
And we're gonna, if she's doing that, since she's painting some of these flowers, fluorescent paint too, and she's just painting her world, man. See, it's just small stuff, but it makes a difference, doesn't it? Come over here and just do a few little things like that. Just don't have to say much. And she's just kind of painting the sky, man. I kind of like that. Do you think that's fun, John?
Absolutely.
Just put a little more contrast in her hair. Let's see. There you go. Because you really don't see her face. You're just adjusting it. That's the whole key here. Is you just what do you think? Too much? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done that.
We just erase it. That's because we dried everything.
You draw everything, you can change your mind.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Of course, it'd be nice to have clean water, but we don't, so.
Is that a subtle hint here at the end of the evening?
No, I'm just saying that this works better with clean water. I'm just saying it works better with clean water, John. So, it just does. I don't know if I like that color. Should I make it blue on her brush?
I would go with blue. That's the last color she's been painting.
Yeah, I think we're going with blue. That's better, don't you think?
I think so.
See, I really wanted there, the bottom of her socks. I like her. I like the flowers in the field.
I like her dress.
You like her dress?
She looks like an artistic
I
kid.
tell you, my granddaughter Luna has something just like this. She does. It's just, she dresses her mom dresses her so cute. They're staying with us till they go to Ireland, and I just marvel at how I would have. They just didn't have those kind of cute clothes when Cinnamon was little. Nothing like that.
Or when we were little.
Well, not when we were little either, but but I mean, some of my favorite clothes were, I'd get them at Target or someplace like that, and then resew them so they'd stay. But I'd say that that's it, you guys. I think I've done. Part of me wants to put like a, you know what it is too. Part of me wants to put like a bird in the sky or something.
I knew it. But I'd put a tractor in the field. So let's negotiate here.
And I'm not doing that because I don't know that she painted a bird. All right.
I don't think she did. She didn't look like she's going to paint a bird.
You don't think
it looks like she's going to paint a tractor though? She looks like a tractor kid.
Give that a little bit of a shadow. I think when this varnishes, we'll really see something, as opposed to, well.
Not seeing something now?
Yeah, because I mean, I tell you what, when it varnishes, when you varnish something like this,
it's going to really pop the colors that much more.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I just need a little zinc white.
I knew it.
I need a little zinc white. Sometimes you gotta just
have some zinc white.
You just can't have the such harsh lines. See what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
You gotta just soften stuff. I mean, if we've spent all this time on this painting, and you wouldn't want it to just, fumble at the last part of the game, right?
You do not want to fumble at the last of the game. Absolutely not.
And I started to do something up there and changed my mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we all do when we're painting is we're going to darken this corner with a little ultramarine blue. Because I'm not going to put anything up there to bring your eye up. I just don't want to do that. We're going to keep that a little bit darker. There, see what I mean? So it's just small things, John, but it's all small things, but
they all add up to big things.
And then you know what I mean. So then you're sitting there saying, "Well, I could have this a little lighter." See, and that's
exactly what came into my head.
It wasn't what you came into your head.
Absolutely.
It didn't.
No, it did. It did. I go, that should be a little bit lighter.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Because it should have been.
I don't know why it wasn't before.
Well, you know what? Because it dried, and then it dried darker, and then we had it. We didn't have that phthalo blue, and then we were just we were just. Then we needed white paint, and
I think we're going downhill fast.
we just. I need this lighter here. That's all. It's just to it, right? I'm going to say that's a
We're not
cloud
leaving
there.
until it is lighter.
No.
So you're all stuck here watching this.
Well, you know what? Look, that's so much better. Just this is what
It
I'm
needed
talking
it.
about. It just did. We don't need a lot, but just that needed it. Yes.
I don't know which one I like better, this one or the first one.
Let's show the first one in case people missed it.
Well, we could do that as the intro.
We'll do it at the intro, maybe.
Maybe. Just
There,
not maybe
still,
we will.
Still going for the light on the socks.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I think we got it.
Do we?
Jolly, I think we got it.
If you sign it in red slasher, you can't do it anymore.
Let's do that. We'll do that.
Let's just seal this deal.
Let me humor you, but I don't. You guys, I hope you had fun with this, because I mean, I had fun painting it. Seemed a little crabby at times because you know me. When I'm trying to get something, it isn't happening.
It needs to happen.
Oh boy, does it ever! And if it doesn't happen,
heads will roll.
Heads will roll,
as the Queen would say. Off with your. What are you doing?
I'm looking for
your pasta pen. It should be right there. You just signed the last one.
Did I? He's so cute. Yeah, look at that. All right, so.
Thanks everybody for joining us this evening. If you haven't subscribed,
I want to show them what it looks like in a frame. Come back here. Where's my frame?
We're going to do that as an intro. We do the intro separate. Have you not been paying attention to what we've been doing?
Yeah, but they got to see it at the end. And don't just jump out of this. People like to see it. Then we have the frame that will show up at the beginning at the end so that people can see it. So bring that frame over here.
You're such a pain.
We're doing that. And then you're going to count like, you're not going to just close the video out. You're going to let people stare at it for a minute and admire it. I did it anyway.
Red slash it.
Oh, red slash. He's so funny.
I want that done. No more touchy.
Oh, so can't red slash it with that. What could we red slash it
How
with?
many brushes did you use this evening?
More than I had because they never was the right ones. It's like a Goldilocks brush night for me. There were never enough. They were never the right brushes. Goldilocks and me, right? Where did that? There you go. No, I don't know. I think this is sort of.
I think it's cute.
Well, we try to keep it simple. See, I think we need orange here.
There you go.
All right. Now, you guys, this is cute.
It's not cute until the frame's on it. Now it's cute.
Come on. How happy is that? Yes and yes? Huh?
Let me back out a skosh.
Back out.
You're not painting on that,
no,
are you?
of course I'm not. I wouldn't dream of it.
There you go. Look at that. That, my dear, is a work of art.
Well, it's sort of fun, isn't it? Right? I mean, I think that, we've got, we spent a lot of time, working on this, and I don't know why that's smeared right there. Oh, I know what that is. That's when I was drawing it on, it didn't work, remember?
Yeah.
That needs to just get painted out.
You should be able just to rub it out.
It didn't rub out. It's been painted over. There. Okay, there. Oh, fun. All right, you guys, I hope you had fun with us. Please leave in your comments whether you'd like to see more of this type of painting. We don't do a lot of this, but if you liked it, we might do it again. So let us know.
You never know.
You never know. Let us know. But anyway, we've got at least 2 pictures of that you can then hang together, like in somebody's room. You've got this one and the other one that we did.
Or maybe you have sisters, or they have sisters. One could have one could have the other.
Oh, it's true, John. It's true. That's absolutely true.
I mean, there's a lot of options.
A lot of options.
Say goodnight.
Good night, you guys. Thanks for watching. And be sure to subscribe and share this with others. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.